What's up, champ beds? Back again for another UFC predictions video. This time, UFC Paris, Ben Watson Denis versus Renato Moicano. As you can see, I'm in a completely different location. I have to be way quieter than I usually. Um, and yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do a quicker breakdown this time around. So I'm gonna be trying going pretty quick, but give you my picks, predictions, such and such. But of course, we have to go over the last results we had. And oh my god, worst ever. My worst ever. I'm very ashamed of myself. I'm very, very sad. I made big plays, didn't go well. So we shall go over them right now. So yeah, this is minus 1438 after last week. And yeah, I had Sean O'Malley, Valentin Shevchenko, Brian Ortega. This is wrong. This was not 1.9. It's supposed to be 0.19. That's inaccurate. Um, so makes it a little better. It's more like 12 something, but 12 or 13 something. But still, horrible, horrible, horrible night. Zellhuber, Bahamondes, and Haragui. And did I have anything else? No, no. I mean, I guess, no. I did have Rodriguez scorecards, no action. So, yeah, that was awful. It's time to bounce back. That was bad. I went way too heavy on Haragui. And I would say it's like the worst thing I've ever done, but like, I mean, I get it. I get why it's like horrible what I did, and it absolutely was. Because she has no freaking chin. I couldn't believe it. The reason why I was willing to go ahead and go that hard on her, let's talk about right now, is because Ketlin Souza didn't show any power against Marty Man. But yeah, Yasmin Haragui puts herself in these situations where she gets herself bonked. Like, I have to accept that. That's the sad part about Yasmin. You can never trust her at like super chalky prices, I think, honestly. Like, and it was looking great. She was winning pretty freaking clearly, as I like knew she would. And like the only worry just ran a bonk, and it happened. So it is what it is. That one sucked pretty hard. So that one hurt my soul the most. That night, yeah, the biggest bets of the night I had were that Zellhuber and O'Malley. So, but we'll get to them. Rosas Jr. beats Orichi Lang. My heart hurts for this one. I wanted Orichi Lang to win, but of course I picked the Raw Rosas Jr. I knew what was going on. He didn't look that great. He didn't look that great in that fight. Um, did what I had to do to win though. Nothing crazy. I didn't think he looked that great against Orichi Lang, but Orichi Lang's not bad. He's not bad by any means. So it's a learning lesson. They're taking it slow with Raul Rosas Jr., and I think that fight shows, yeah, they should take him slow. Joshua Van beats Edgar Chairez decision. That was an amazing fight. What a fight. Besides the other fight, which I predicted was like going to be the best fight of the night, makes me feel good because a lot of people were like shitting on it. But man, Josh Van and Edgar Chairez went to war. Josh Van does his usual thing where he doesn't do good round one and then turns up the freaking pace and he hurts Chairez. Chairez hurts Van. It's absolute war. Van ends up getting a victory. It's a good call. I wish I put the bet on him. Already talked about this one. Bahamondes, he got a KO in round one. I wasn't expecting that to be that quick. But to be fair, maybe I should have, because just how Manuel Torres' style is. But um, hindsight's 2020. So, I mean, freaking Bahamondes' striking is so good. Ludovic Klein's win looks even better. Like, this dude is so freaking good. Bilal said he was like the best striker in the UFC. Damn, he looked like one. He looked like one of those guys in that fight. So props to Bahamondes. Norma Dumont beat Irene Aldana. I said Norma would win. Aldana is so disappointing. She is so disappointing. It's literally the same thing as the Holly Holm fight. It was like the same thing, except she wasn't getting sidekicked this time. Like, does not know how to cut off the cage. Does not know, and she still has not learned after years of this being used against her. It's just, You can't trust her. You cannot trust her. I don't think she's good at all. I wish I bet Norma is what it is. At the same time, not really. I'm okay with not having a bell in that fight. So Norma did whatever the hell she wanted with her. Just if you have that tactic against Irene Aldana, you can win. You can win. Our next fight of the card, Ronaldo Rodriguez beat Ode Osborne. I thought he would get the finish, but I mean, I'm glad I bet the scorecard. I mean, I wish I bet him up front, but I'm not mad I bet the scorecard. Like, if it gets the scorecards, it goes like the bet voids. Like, I wasn't confident this guy would win a decision. And honestly, it was close. And low key kind of thought Ode should have won, but he did get the decision. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. I think it was a close fight. Could have been either way. It depends on who you give round 3. Man, he took a beating round 1, and he came back and have a great round 2 and a close round 3. That was impressive as hell from Ronaldo Rodriguez. This dude's a tough son of a gun, and he proved so. So, shout out to Ronaldo Rodriguez. Esmond Ribovics beats Daniel Zellhuber. I had a big bet on Zellhuber here. That hurt my soul, but it wasn't like the biggest bet of the night for me. Or not the second best. It was the third biggest bet. Not mad at losing at that one. It was close. Not low key. I did think Ribovics won rounds 2. No, that was round 2. No, yeah. It was round 2 and 3. I thought he won. Yeah, obviously round 3. Freaking what a fight! Fight of the year contention, 100%. It's gonna be in the convo, and it deserves to be one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. Esteban Ribovics and Zellhuber went to war. Both hurt each other at multiple points, and when Zellhuber was hurt, all over the place. Ribovics is a nasty finisher. To survive like he did with the onside being. It is what it is. I'm happy he fought for my money. I can't be too mad. It is what it is. Shout out. Diego Lopez beats Brian Ortega. Ortega looked awful. He looked awful. And I'm not gonna say it's because of Ortega. I think it was because of Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez put it on Ortega, and it's like, damn, it is what it is. I thought he would be able to melt him, and I will say this: I do think that is maybe not kind of confirmed, but like, I do think people can melt this guy, Diego Lopez, especially like 5 rounders. I think they can melt this guy if it gets long and they push a pace and they can take the freaking onslaught this guy has. And that's who can take it. I don't know. Not many people can take that onslaught, but I do think this fight kind of showed. I was thinking the Danny Gay fight is like, yeah, it did show it, but there's caveats like, oh, it's just short notice. It was also like, yeah, short notice. Sorry about that. It was short notice, and Danny Gay's coming in. He had a little bit of a camp more so than Diego Lopez, and different style matchup kind of thing. It's like you can give him a little bit of a pass, but this one was on a full camp. Showed a little bit of gas issues, a little bit. Able to make it just fine. So props to him. He did good there, but I think this fight kind of does confirm this guy does have gas issues, and of course it makes sense because of how he freaking fights. And props to him because he's very, very entertaining. It is what it is. I faded him again. Was wrong again. Did not put 1.9 units on freaking T City. I don't trust T City like that. Yeah, that's fair play. Fair play, Diego Lopez. Great win. Too bad for his compatriot, Alexei Grasso. Valentina Shevchenko won. I had a bet on Shevchenko. I didn't bet too much on it because I was worried about her getting screwed again. She's just better. And yeah, this fight really showed that she 50-45. Pretty freaking easy. Grasso had like I'd say one good submission attempt. And like, I don't remember what round. It's like round 2 or round 3. But besides that, Shevchenko did a great job keeping herself safe, getting on top, setting up the takedowns. Even on the feet, she looked really good. I, Beautiful work by Valentina Shevchenko. She showed why she's the best at 125, and she is. She is. She's been better than Grasso every fight. It's just random moments she gets caught, then getting screwed over. Not necessarily like screwed over necessarily, except for the second fight, of course. I'd say that round 5, 10, 8, Grasso is her getting screwed over. But like screwing over herself is more so what I mean. It's like you're doing so good and you mess it up. But she's the best. She's clearly the best. She's had way more winning moments in this whole trilogy. Um, and this sets up Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fior, which I do want to talk about for a second because for me, it feels weird to say, but I think in MMA, this is my favorite fight. That like favorite upcoming fight. I Sounds crazy, I know, but this is such a high level fight. I think it's truly 50-50. Manon Fior versus Valentina Shevchenko. Why? Well, we know Manon's a freaking massive flyweight. She's huge for the division. She would have smoked Grasso. She's just way too big. And, but Valentina Shevchenko has fought at 135. She's fought the Nuneses of the world. She has so much experience. So like, I don't think that's as much of a problem for her, Valentina as it is for a lot of the other girls, and I think it's going to be a big problem for a lot of the other girls in this division. But will Valentina have the wrestling success? I really don't think so. I really don't think so against Manon Fior with some of the best takedown defense division. And she's huge. She is huge. So that's gonna be tough. So I think we got a pretty awesome kickboxing battle coming up in the next like flyweight title fight. And there's two like really technical girls on the feet. I'm sold. I'm sold. I wanna watch that fight. That fight has me so hyped. Um, I don't know what the odds are going to be. I expect them to be evens. Maybe Menon Fior as the favorite. Be like people are high on Menon. I mean, they weren't against Aaron Blanchfield for some reason. I don't know. It's crazy. I bet her big there, Menon Fior. But that fight gets me excited as like an MMA fan personally. I like women's MMA a lot too. So I guess I'm probably the minority, but I think the fact that this Valentina Shevchenko is not going to be able to lay on Menon Fior. That's not happening. That's not happening in that fight. It intrigues me so much. I get to see a kickboxing display, and I'm here for it. Then second biggest bet loss of the night, Sean O'Malley let me down. I thought they were going to rob. That they were going. Sorry about that. I actually thought they were going to rob Merab in this fight. I'm not like I scored it rounds 1, 2. Yeah, rounds 1, 2, and 4 for Merab, and rounds 3 and 5 to O'Malley. But I was thinking, I mean, round 1 was like it was low key close, not close. And it's like yeah, Merab definitely should win that round. It was like it's close enough that's robbery. You could see a robbery kind of thing. So it's like hmm, maybe I can win this bet still. But no, Merab definitely won this fight. He did great work keeping himself safe. I think that was a great job. O'Malley did go with his cardio, so props to him, but just wasn't able to do enough damage in like some of the rounds. And even then, in round 3, he didn't do like too much, and he still like. I mean, that round was arguable either way, but like I thought he did do the most damage in the round, and just didn't have enough moments of that. Just had moments in round 5 and round 3 of that. Yeah, so yeah, not the greatest performance from O'Malley, but and also I do want to say this. I thought he would be able to like keep himself on the feet a lot more than I thought he would. Like that was bad. Like I was thinking O'Malley can beat Umar. I don't think I have that same opinion anymore. It's just if you're getting taken down like that, nah, I can't. I don't think I'd pick him against Umar. He does have a chance against Umar. It doesn't change the fact that he still does have a chance because he can snipe anyone. But I think Umar wins that fight now. So that did change my mind on that, which You learn. Um, but Merab's gonna fight Umar. Umar's gonna smoke him. Umar's a nightmare matchup for Merab. It's just Umar's the kind of guy who can hold Merab Dvalishvili down. And if you hold Merab down, what the hell is he gonna be able to do? He can't push a pace on you if he's just on his freaking on his back and he's being held down. It's Umar's season that fight. And on the feet, Umar's better, of course. So yeah, that is that for that card. Now let's get into the France card. Very excited for this card. Very, very excited. There's a lot of great fights. I wish I was in my normal setup. I'm not able to be there right now because there's a power outage. Mm-hmm. But what can I do? I can't control hurricanes. I could control doing this earlier, but I didn't feel good enough talking about some of the fights. But it is what it is. I'm gonna try and go speed through some of these. We got Oki versus Duncan. I lean Oki to win decision or KO. I'll go decision. I think Duncan's a tough guy, but I do like the speed of Oki. I I don't think the type of takedowns Chris Duncan does is going to be able to really work on Oki. I get why people aren't Duncan because of the Kawamba fight. That was such a bad look. It really was. But I don't think. I think this is full camp, ready to go. Knows what to expect. On the feet, I mean, it's Oki kind of all day, to be honest. It's a lot harder. I like Oki to win. Am I tempted with the bet? I sort of am with the number falling as it is. I get why people are on Duncan. But again, I do think styles of takedowns he does, it's not going to work on Oki. Like, I do think that this Timmy Kawamba fight was kind of like an outlier, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not exactly the truth about Oki. So I think the UFC turns out this fight. I think they want Oki to win. I think that's part of it. So I like Oki to win. Nora Canole versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. If you want to do any tape study, just like any tape study, if I had to suggest one fight to just watch, it'd be Nora Canole versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. The first fight. There's like a Reddit video of the fight, or like the highlights of the fight. This fight was in freaking insane. Both girls hurt each other. Like Cavalcanti drops Cornole twice. Nora gets a back fist and hurts Cavalcanti really bad. It's an insane fight. It's worth a watch if you just for like entertainment's sake alone. But this is an interesting fight, and really that fight you can't take anything from. People picking Cavalcanti just because of that fight alone. That's dumb, in my opinion. You can't take anything from that because they both are so much better than what they were back then. I'm gonna be a little ballsy. I think I'm gonna go Cornole to win a decision. We know the French judges like her. On the Jocelyn Edwards fight, which I honestly I did think she won. But I know a lot of people didn't think she won. But she brings the fight, and what I saw in the Josiane Nunes fight, Cavalcanti's just last fight, which is not that long ago, and I think this is short notice for her as well. Not the greatest for her being pushed back. To be fair to Cavalcanti, this is in a bigger cage, so that's helpful for her for how she fights. But man, Nora's a freaking dog in there. I was very, very impressed by her last one against Melissa Dixon. I think she's like pretty good. So is Cavalcanti, but at the dog odds, I don't hate it. I don't think I'm gonna bet it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna bet it, but I think Nora is very live for the upset. I do think she's very live to an upset. So give me Nora Canole. I think she can do a good performance on France. What am I talking about? In France, in Paris, France. Can't speak English for some reason. And win this fight, make it 1-1. Trilogy time. Probably not. But yeah, I like Nora Canole to be able to win that. This fight. I don't even. Yeah, I don't even know what to even say about this one. I think I'm gonna go Barres to win. Hmm. Let's a tough dude. He's a tough dude. Has he lost by? Respect him. I guess he's a tough dude. I'll see Barres wins the decision. He's been out for a while. I think. Wait, how long has it been? Just 1 year even. So good time to develop. Although he's a freaking older guy, but the worry is like this dude's got nothing off his back. He's got nothing off his back. Oh, and Montemorano can definitely get a takedowns. He looked good in his last fight against Felipe dos Santos. It's on the feet. It's all freaking Barres and Altamirano looks like a awful. I mean, not awful. I shouldn't say awful. Like he doesn't look like a good Tony Ferguson. He fights like Tony Ferguson in a way in the feet, but like not as good as like Prime Tony by any means. In a way though, that weird style can work. Hey, this one hurts me. I don't even know what to even. This is like the toughest fight for me to even like talk about on the card. Like I think it's pretty even. So because of that, I'll just go with the underdog. Um, I think it's a close fight. I get why people are on either side. Mm, I guess I think his striking is going to show. He's going to look beautiful on the feet. And maybe the year off, he shows freaking a lot of improvements in the grappling kind of thing. So let's go with Daniel Barras because of that. Not confident at all. Speaking of not confident, this fight. Screwed this fight. I hate this fight. Um, why do I hate this fight? I don't like Eileen Perez. I want to fade her every single step of the way. And I was going to pick her. I was going to pick her. I was like, I just can't. I can't with Daria because I went to war with Daria in our last fight with Rendon. She won. She gave me heart attacks, multiple heart attacks in that fight. And I was like, don't rob her. Don't rob her. She, my goodness, that was not worth the sweat. Don't bet this fight. Don't bet this fight unless you're going with like a spread or something. Like don't unless it's a prop. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna hate yourself if you do it. Then Eileen Perez goes on the scale today and looks the way she did. All the thoughts are in my head. I want to pick Daria so bad. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I want to fade Eileen Perez at all costs. Go with the theory. She does not win at Paris. She never will win at Paris. Um, on the feet. On the feet. This fight's not close. Daria's so much better on the feet. It's not even close. On the ground, it's not even close. It's Eileen Perez all day. It's Eileen Perez all day. She does tend to gas. We do know that she tends to gas. Her top game is, I mean, it's good, but her ground and pound, I more so mean, not good. Not anything special. Not anything special. Um, if she looked like that on the scale, I think there's a good chance she drops like at least round 3, maybe round 2 at the end, like something like that. So I just want to fade her at all costs. I think Daria can do damage to Eileen Perez, who I think is just not good on the feet. I don't think she's any good on the feet. She's people like her because she shakes her butt. I like Daria because she can freaking strike and she's fun to watch. But yeah, her last fight was such a bad look. I get why people are picking Perez. I don't get why anyone's betting Perez though. I don't get that, especially the number. It's insane. I think a good line to maybe bet is the plus 3.5 on Daria. I think that's okay actually, because I do think she can get one round based off like damage. Training at MMA Factory. Hey, that's France. Ooh, maybe there's some bias there. I know she's training with like wrestlers and stuff like that as well. She knows the assignment, which I do like. She can sprawl a little bit, which is nice. I don't think that's gonna work too well, but hoping for the best. I think a plus 3.5 Daria is the way to go if you want to bet this fight. Am I tempted to do it? sure am, but I don't know if I will pull the trigger. But yeah, I think Daria will win. Um, Nah, I was gonna say more six strikes Daria, but I wouldn't even touch that. I would not even touch that. Don't touch it. Don't touch money bets on this fight in my eyes. Let's wrap the card. Taylor Lapilus versus Vince Morales. Vince Morales, freaking 5 fight win streak on the regional scene. Respect to you for being active and getting your way back in the UFC. Respect. But it's Taylor Lapilus season, probably by decision. He's a decisionator. He's a good decisionator. I like decisionators. Taylor Lapilus, I think, will win. I think a good bet would be like round 3 or decision. I think that's a pretty good bet. Because I think that's pretty much his win condition. I doubt Vince Morales gets finished, but if he does, it's going to be in round 3, and it would only be because he gets finished because of cardio reasons, because it's short notice. But I think he'll be fine. He does seem like a can't like always ready kind of guy. Is Vince Morales able to get a finish early? Possible. Maybe like some kind of sub, like front choke or something like that. But Lapilus knew about the date. I think he'll be ready. Am I looking to bet him at this number? Not really. I don't think so. But yeah, I do think that Lapilus gets a victory here in France. Ludovic Klein versus Roosevelt Roberts. Ludovic Klein by whatever he wants. Let's say round 2 KO. Similar. AJ Cunningham fight was round 2 KO, right? Doesn't say. What? Something like that. He takes his time with his finishes, so that's why I think that would be the play to look at. I actually am curious of what the line is for the over one. Just out of complete curiosity. Minus 240. Ugh. I don't want to bet that. Minus 240, not that line. But I do think Klein breaks Roosevelt Roberts early. It's a short notice fight for him too. So like for Roosevelt Roberts more so. That's rough. Ludwig Klein's a killer. This guy's really good. I think he just does what he wants with Roosevelt Roberts, who's okay. Long, lengthy, but I don't think he's gonna have his breakout performance here on short notice. So yeah. Give me Ludwig Klein. Next, I have the card Umar Sy versus Dawoon Jung. The odds on this are insane. I am gonna pick Umar Sy to get like let's say a sub round 2, but the odds are insane. I think Dawoon Jung's grappling is not that bad. I don't think he's gonna freaking be a fish out of water necessarily. I do think he's really good grappling, so that's why I'm picking submission. But like on the feet, Dawoon Jung can probably hurt Umar Sy. He can probably hurt him. I'm not super impressed by Umar Sy on the feet so far. But yeah, the thing is, I don't think this fight's gonna take place on the feet for the most part. I think this is a setup spot, but at the same time, like not necessarily an easy one. This is a test. This is a test. I'm not willing to bet that much of a test on this guy. I've not seen enough to really think that going from Tokos to Dawoon Jung, it's a big step. It is a big step up, like in competition, because this guy is just not good. Just not good, and that was very, very short notice for him. This guy is actually at least okay. At least okay. So, yeah, I'd still take Umar Sy to win, but yeah, not interested in those odds. In terms of like maybe an under, but I just don't want to be anywhere near this fight personally, betting wise. Ion Cutelaba versus Ivan Urslan. This is a great fight. This is a great fight. Give me Urslan KO round. See round 2. I don't like that Cutelaba is not Extreme Couture anymore. He's now training outside of, I'm pretty sure in Moldova, like where he resides. I'm pretty sure he's not in Las Vegas, Nevada anymore, even though it says right here. I think I've not liked Cutelaba at all as of late, if I'm honest. I don't think he's been looking like any good. And he'd be smart to put a wrestling attack on Urslan. He should put a wrestling attack on Urslan. If he doesn't do that, he is dumb. He is dumb, and maybe he is that dumb, and it's very possible. If it's on the feet, Ivan Urslan's probably going to hurt him. Of course, Kutilov is live. He's always live, but I think Urslan's going to probably hurt him on the feet. Urslan's fought a few dudes that are similar in style to Cutelaba, and I think because of that, and he's done all right against those styles, I think he'll do good here. So yeah, give me Ursulan to win. Faraz versus Matt Favola. This is a little bit interesting of a pick of mine. I'm going Faraz to win. Ooh, do I want to say decision or KO? Hmm. I'll explain the reasoning for KO, but I'm going to go decision. The reason why I'm thinking KO is possible is because Matt Favola is going to bring a fight. He's going to bring a fight, and he's going to force Faraz to freaking throw. And because we know Faraz is a point fighter. At face-offs today, we definitely saw that Faraz is a big boy. He's a big dude, and that difference between him and Favola is pretty huge. I think that's going to be one of the big differences. I do think Frazium is good and can make people fight his fight. The one time he didn't do that was against Terrence McKinney, which went really, really, really bad. But this is him fighting for Vola. I do think it's a pretty big step up in competition. Although Jai Herbert's freaking looks like a good win after that Bedoya fight. Just saying, but it is a step up. I totally admit that. I am worried about Matt Favola's wrestling. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't wrestle. I don't think he's going to wrestle, if I'm honest with you. And if I forget a straight up striking fight, I want Frosium. So I think he'll step up at the plate and do well here against Matt Favola in Petty. So yeah, I like Frosium to win. Betting wise, I hate Frosium at minus money. So I wouldn't, not interested in betting that at all. Yeah, I don't want to bet for Vola though. I just, yeesh, no thanks. Maybe like most takedowns for Vola kind of thing would be, that's pretty safe. But I don't think Frazium's going to freaking shoot takedowns. But yeah, I'm going for Frazium to outstrike Matt Favola. Next, I have the card Morgan Cherry versus Gabriel Miranda. Gabriel Miranda is not bad. This guy's actually pretty good. But yeah, this is Sherry 8 KO round 2. This dude Sherry is really good. I like him a lot. I keep wanting to say his name. The Last Pirate. I can't. I forgot where the where the nicknames were on the page. This dude's good. He should have won against Shepe. I will die on that hill. I'm pissed I lost money on that. I think he's just too much for Gabriel Miranda. I think he's gonna melt Miranda as the fight keeps going. I think he'll end up getting a finish in rounds 2 or 3. He can be like a little bit like overly technical, and because of that, doesn't get a finish in rounds 2 or 3. Like he just goes to decision, but he would win. So that is a bit of a worry, but I think he'll finish Gabriel Miranda. He's here on short notice. A lot of short notice guys, surprisingly. I love everything about Sherry. I think he's leveled up a lot. I do think he's like pretty freaking good at featherweight. So yeah, give me Morgan Sherry. Next fight of the card: Kevin Jose versus Brian Battle. Oh, I love both these guys. Why do they have to fight each other? I'm going Brian Battle to win a decision. I think Battle's too much on the feet. I am worried about the judo of Jose. I do definitely know that Jose's judo is a danger. But I think Brian Battle's has been working on the takedown defense ever since that Renat Fakhreddinov fight. He's a big, massive guy for the decision. So is Jose. But I do like the reach of him. He's a former middleweight, so I do think he's a big dude. And problem with Jose, he does not move his head. And that's kind of the biggest thing why I'm going Battle. I think he's going to mess him up on the feet. I think he will mess him up on the feet. So yeah, I like if Battle keeps us on the feet, I like Battle to go ahead and win this fight. So give me Brian Battle to win. Am I willing to bet it? No, I'm not. I like Jose too much not to do it. I don't like the number enough to do it. No thanks. In terms of like other bets available, maybe an over. I trust in both their durability, but the over is nasty. Ugh, I don't like that. I'm not interested. Most takedowns, Brian Battle is interesting. I think maybe most takedowns, Jose is not a bad bet because I'm not sure if Brian Battle is going to really try going for takedowns. So there's that. So yeah, next fight. William Gomis versus Joe Anderson Brito. This fight. I hate this fight as well. I've been picking Brito all week, but then I freaking changed my mind. I can't. I'm going Gomis. Why am I going Gomis? Gomis is annoying as hell to fight, and I think Brito's going to be freaking annoyed, and people are going to be complaining after this fight, after it happens. I think Gomis, well, first off, hasn't fought in forever, and I think in a way it's a good thing. He was going to fight Gene Silva, which is crazy to think about. Like that was Gene Silva's freaking really good, and Lynn Gomis was ready to fight him. So he had a training camp for that. He's had more time to develop, which I think is huge, and he needs that for this one. Um, I think Gomis is too defensively sound and too fast compared to like a lot of the Britos past fights. And the last fight that Britos fought, it's like the most similar to William Gomis, which is not even, I wouldn't even say it's similar. It's like Bill Algeo, which to be honest, I did think Joe Anderson beat Brito won that fight, but like he's definitely not as defensively good as William Gomis is. He definitely isn't. Definitely isn't as fast either. I think personally think. I think William Gomis is freaking good, and I can't believe because I was picking Brito all week. I thought he was like he's gonna mess up Gomis, although I didn't think he would finish him. I know Gomis is so tough. He's shown really good submission defense, or and not necessarily even the defense, but at least he showed freaking heart. Showed freaking heart against Jarno Aarons, who is a good sub threat off his back. He doesn't have good defensive jiu-jitsu, but he has good offensive jiu-jitsu. And against, I'm forgetting the name, Francis Marshall. Don't even have to look. Yeah, Francis Marshall. I think William Gomis is freaking good. In France, if it goes to decision, I do think Brito's not covering that price tag. First off, I think I'm gonna go Gomis, and I feel freaking weird doing that. But here we are. I'm going Gomis. I think he's super live to win this fight. So, am I gonna bet it? Man, honestly, probably not too much. Not too much, but Gomis, man, I like this guy a lot. I have an affinity for the French fight. I think this is a complete tangent, but like I have an affinity for like specifically French and Australian fighters, and I do not know why. I just do. So I don't know. I guess I pick them a lot for the most part. But yeah, give me William Gomis. Betting wise, maybe most six strikes. Gomis is not a bad look. He's a little low volume, but again, he's very defensively aware. At plus 110, not a bad price to bet that. Yeah, that'd be the only one. I was thinking over 2.5 would be good, and I think it is still good. But like, I have been hearing, did hear in interviews. Obviously, we know with Brito, he's got the nuclear bomb and he can sub dudes. Though I don't think he will sub Gomis. Gomis talked about like how how he can fight with a guy like Brito coming forward at him. He can land a big knee and put him out. I do think Brito is tough enough, so I do think the over 2.5 is good. But hey, if Gomis called it, he called it. Um, I do think Gomis wins the decision though. So yeah, and that's literally like very last minute that I changed that. I was like, I would have went with Brito for most of this week. So maybe that was a mistake, but I ride with Gomis, I guess. Here we go. Nasruddin Mavov versus Brendan Allen. This is the fight I'm most excited about for this card. And this is my biggest bet of the card, which is Nasruddin Mavov. I think he's going to KO Brendan Allen in the first. This dude is too good. This dude is so good, Nasruddin Mavov. I love this guy. You already heard me rave about him again when he was fighting Cannonier. So here we go again. And this guy is making massive improvements. Ever since he left the Memory Factory, he has been making big improvement. Fight after fight, he's training with Chimaev, which I don't know if that's really anything crazy, but shows he's training wrestling at least, which is good for him. Mavov here in this fight because Allen is going to try and wrestle. I think on the feet, it's such a big difference, and I think if Brendan Allen is on his back foot in this fight, he's screwed. He is screwed. And he's been getting hurt way too much as of late. And like the matchups he's been having as of late, not Chris Curtis, of course, but as of late, it's just kind of been favoring his, not favoring. They're not been horrible matchups kind of thing. like a guy I think Matt Lashley and Mavov is, where I actually think he can be such a problem on the feet. I think he can compete on the ground. I don't want anyone I don't want Brendan Allen to be on anyone's back. Don't get me wrong. Brendan Allen on anyone's back is scary, 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 scary. Well, I don't think Imala's going to let it go there. I think the speed difference is just going to be too much. It's going to be too much. He can crack. He's got great durability, Nastini Mavov. I think he's going to find the finish. And I think in this Paris crowd, man, this dude Mavov is freaking good. So, yeah, I love this fight. I'm very, very excited for this fight. I think Imavov gets the finish. What I'm looking at, like betting wise for this, I think the money line minus 200 now. I think it's totally playable. Most significant strikes in Mavov. I love that. I love that bet. Most takedowns, probably Brendan Allen, but I'm not going to touch that. I think that Mavov spread is an interesting look. I think he can I think he can at least bank 2 rounds of all the judges going like 29-28 at least. I think, and I also think he can absolutely finish. I think he can knock Brendan Allen out. Do I think sub? Probably not. Probably not. Actually, that makes me curious. What is a Mavov KO slash decision? That's minus 200. What's the freaking point? What's the freaking point? Give me a Mavov. I think he's gonna be too much. I think this guy's stock keep reaching up high. I like him against a lot of this division. I think he's a top 3 middleweight right now. I think him, Dricus, and Kyle Barhalio are the best dudes in this division currently. Let's put Whitaker in there. Let's put Whitaker in. Yeah, Whitaker should be in that combo. Adesanya too, I think. Yeah. Shemaev can enter that combo if he beats Whitaker. So let's say that. So yeah. I like Mavov here. I think he's freaking amazing. Well, actually, to debunk what I said earlier about like the French, like, oh, I have affinity French fighters, always pick them. I picked Poirier to beat Benoit Saint Denis. But yeah, here we go. Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint Denis. I think this is a bounce back spot for Benoit Saint Denis. I think he gets a finish in round 2. Moicano is just too hittable. I want Moicano to win so bad. I love Moicano. I think he's funny as hell. Gets hit too much, and if you're getting hit by this dude Benoit Saint Denis, I don't think that's good for you. If it's just a jiu-jitsu battle, I get it. I get it if you like Renato Moicano, except it's not a jiu-jitsu battle, it's MMA. It's MMA. And on the feet, yes, Renato Moicano is more clean. He absolutely it's a better boxer. But like the chin is the biggest problem with Renato Moicano, and I just think BSD's gonna crack it. I think he's gonna crack that chin. And I do think he can compete on the ground as well. I think his jiu-jitsu is pretty good. I think his cardio is fine. It's not as good as I thought it was after doing tape study, but we know he's tough and durable as hell. I believe him having staff against Poirier. I don't put too much stock into that. I do think the staff thing was a very real, legit thing. So I'll give Benoit the benefit of the doubt there. I think Hook's gonna get the finish. In terms of bets on this fight, over 2.5 take. I'm not interested in betting that. The under 2.5 might be good. Minus 135. Over under nah. Most 6 strikes. And out to my con plus 160 is not that bad because I mean if he is gonna freaking do something, he might like light up Benoit Saint Denis on the feet. Not necessarily like hurt him or anything like that, but you could outboxing instead of like not hurting him, but he's landing more. Most takedowns. That's interesting. I'm gonna bet that. Nothing I really like here. I don't like the Benoit Saint Denis number. I really don't. Maybe he tests his cardio and goes a distance here. I probably do think it finishes, but I'm not overly confident in that at all. Yeah, I like Benoit Saint Denis to go ahead and win this. So let's go over all the fights again. I'll just go over some of the betting stuff because I didn't do that for all the fights. Just real quick. Oki, I like Oki to win. Oki most 6 strikes, I think, is probably fine. Yeah, nothing else I'm crazy about. Maybe like Oki finish, but I'm not crazy about that. Nora Cornole versus Jack Cavalcanti. I do think Cornole wins. Um, I don't hate the under just because of how that last fight went. Like that last fight they had was insane. They know they can hurt each other. So because of that, I don't think the under is like an awful play it by any means. So if you want to do that, be my guest. I'm not doing that. If I had a bet of the fight, I would bet Nora, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah. So I think next fight, Barres versus Altamirano. I'm going Barres, but I'm not confident at all in this fight. I don't want to bet this fight. Most 6 strikes, Barres is not a bad, but Altamirano does a lot of volume, I guess. So maybe not. Most takedowns, Altamirano is interesting though. I don't know, nothing. Personally, I think stay away from that. Already talked about this next one. I think plus 3.5 Daria. I think that's the way to go. That's the way to go. If you want to go, if you want a parlay piece that's like guaranteed to hit, Eileen Perez more takedowns minus 2,500. That's not losing. that's not losing. It's either not losing is either get your money back or you get like $1 if you put 25 down. Don't do it. It's not worth it. But Daria plus 3.5 I think is the way to go if you want to bet something like that. Lapalus, Vince Morales. Odds on the 6 strikes. Lapalus minus 350, 6 strikes. I think I like that. I think I like that more than him winning, if I'm honest. I think I'll 6 strike Vince Morales. So even though he's kind of a little bit low volume, but he's a defensive guy. He's a good decisionator. Yeah, I like Lapalus minus 350, 6 strikes. Ludovic Klein, probably Ludovic Klein in the distance, but I don't want to do that with Ludovic Klein. Maybe Ludovic Klein 2-3. What's that actually? Out of curiosity. That's a it's like by KO 2-3. Plus 275 is not bad. I don't hate that. I don't hate that actually. That might be a play. I don't know. We'll see. Looks interesting. I won't put much on it. I would not put much on it, but I think that's interesting. Umar C. I already said don't touch this fight. Maybe Umar C. spread if you really like C and think he's gonna dominate. Even then, I think that's nasty. Don't touch it in my eyes. Urslan, I think Urslan moneyline is the way to go if you want to bet aside. Maybe Urslan more 6 strikes minus 115. Maybe. I think just a money line if you like Urslan. Raziam Mafravola. I think Ziam 6 strikes is all right, minus 210. I wish it was a bad number, but it is what it is. Mafravola, most takedowns. Never mind. It's like low-key, I can see Fraziam shoot it like a clinch and then maybe get a takedown. Because at the number, it's just not worth it, I think, the minus 550. So just pass on that. I think Ziam 6 strikes is the way to go. Sherry is going to win this fight. I think, I don't want to say money line, but I don't want to bet the spread. It's probably pretty unbettable, to be honest. Morgan Sherry, 6 strikes minus 600. I don't hate that, actually. It's better than his money line, so maybe that's the way to play it if you really want to play Sherry some way and not necessarily tie that to his result. But I'm not crazy about that. This fight. I've not moved this up. Oops, my bad. Ha ha ha. I don't. I think Jose most takedowns for this one. If you want to bet of any sort, like prop bet, not crazy about it. Maybe like a little bit of an over, but those odds are nasty. Gomis Burrito. I am curious about this. Yeah, I already checked this. Like the 6 strikes. I think the 6 strikes William Gomis bet is not bad at all. So I do think he can land more. It'll be close. So don't put too much on that. But yeah, I think that's an interesting look. I think the over is an interesting look. A little bit of a worry, especially with Brito, of course. I do think Gomes has a point where you can't hit a big knee up the middle on Brito, but yeah, that's what I think. Imavov, I think Imavov KO looks pretty good. Plus 185. Decisions, if you don't like him, they win by KO. Decision is fine. Mm, Imavov 6 strikes minus 200. I like that. I think that's going to hit. He's too fast, too quick. Yeah, I like Imavov a lot. The money line, a lot. So give me a Imavov. Then Moicano BSD. I'm not crazy how much bets. Maybe total takedowns less for Benoit Anthony because I think he dukes it out on the feet with Renato Moicano. So yeah, that's the breakdown. She'll be back in my normal place for more of a normal breakdown, not me being super monotone, which sucks. I wish I could be way more excited because I really am super excited for this card. Let's go Emavov. But yeah, that's the card. Very excited. Already said that. Very funny. Um, yeah, you can check me out at betme.tips, champ bets. We will be back. I will be back to being up. I promise that. May take some time. We got to make smarter bets. Going to take a longer time because making smarter bets is not forcing stupid bets like the Hargreaves bet. But it is what it is. Learning experience will be better about that. But I do, yeah. Let's go. Um, anything else? Um, champbetsmemory.com. That's the website. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check it out. And yeah, that's UFC Paris. Moicano versus St. Denis. See you guys later. Can't wait for next week for pay-per-view 307. Peloton's back, and I'm very excited. Am I going to fade him again? We'll see. Have a great one. See you guys next week for UFC 307.